in a world where Israel is real.
Young boys in ancient Israel went to school to study the Torah and learn about the meanings of Jewish traditions and holy feasts. They also helped their fathers by doing chores such as herding animals. Young girls stayed home and helped their mothers with household duties. Although they were often busy, children in ancient Israel did have some time to play games, such as a form of checkers and chess. Homes in early Israel provided shelter and personal space, just as homes today. The lower level of the homes was used for animals and storage, and the upper level was for living space. Several generations often shared one home. Trade by sea in agriculture was mostly seeds, wheat, barley, fig trees, pomegranates, olives, honey, and pottery. For entertainment, they had theater, songs, music, wind instruments, and drums. The most information we have on ancient Israel is from the Bible.
Israel owes his beginnings to a man named Abraham.
Abraham lived in Mesopotamia in the city of Ur around the 1900s BC. Abraham was apparently a wealthy merchant with a large household consisting of his family and servants. Abraham's religion was revolutionary compared to the other religions of the day. Most religions of the time believed in worship of multiple deities. Abraham and his followers believed in just one all-powerful God, one they referred to Yahi. Abraham and his followers eventually left Ur to find a new civilization in the land of Canaan. Canaan was among the most fertile lands in the region. Farmers loved the ease of growing crops. For the next 2 generations, the Israelites lived in Canaan in relative peace. Abraham's grandson, whose name was Jacob, was the father of 12 sons. Each of these sons grew to become leaders over their own tribe. These tribes became known as the 12 tribes of Israel. During the lifetime of Jacob, diminishing rain forced the Israelites to leave the land of Canaan. The drought meant that there was no water to irrigate crops. Without crops, there was insufficient food to feed the growing nation. The Israelites immigrated to Egypt, where they were welcomed with open arms. For many generations, they remained in Egypt and thrived alongside the Egyptians in peace. During this period of time, the Israelite nation continued to grow in size and strength. Eventually, the Egyptians began to worry about the growing strength of the Israelites, perceiving them as a threat. The Israelites forced them into slavery. They would remain as slaves in Egypt for the next 400 years.
Around 12,000 BC, an Israelite leader by the name of Moses led his people out of Egypt and back towards the land of Canaan. The Pharaoh had second thoughts about letting the Israelites leave Egypt. He sent his army to stop them. The Pharaoh army took the Israelites up the Red Sea. According to the Torah, God caused the Red Sea to part so that the Israelites could escape.
Egyptians, you shall not pass!
A man named Joshua continued the trek, and eventually, now much larger nation of Israel returned to Canaan. It had now been several centuries since the time of the Israelites left Canaan. Many other people have moved into the land and established settlements. Led by the religious beliefs of God had prepared the land of Canaan for them, the Israelites spent the next 200 years fighting to wipe out these people.
I don't normally eat crickets, but when I do, I prefer not to. I am the most average man in the world.